friends, welcome back to another video. Happy 2022. I hope this year is a little bit better for everybody. And we're kicking it off with trying something brand new that I've never tried before. So before the holidays, I took to Instagram and I asked a bunch of questions, did a bunch of polls to see what you guys want to see if there were any new products or mediums you guys wanted me to try, and one of them was oil pastels, and I have never tried them. Okay, no, that's a lie. I might have tried them, I think, when I was younger, like in school. I think that was like a thing, but never to actually create like real art with, at least in my adult life. So I really have no idea how this is gonna go. But I reached out to my friends at Paul Rubens because I do have a nice partnership with them and I love their products. I knew that they had oil pastels in their collection of art supplies, and I asked if they wouldn't mind sending me some to try, and they delivered. I'm so excited right now, guys. So they sent me this 36 pack of metallic ones, which just the packaging just looks beautiful. So I'm excited to try those. They sent me oil pastel paper, which I had to ask them. I said, do you guys carry paper? Because I don't actually know what to use them on. I have no idea anything about oil pastels. So they sent me a pad of paper. It is 30 sheets, 240 GSM. Looks good, nice and smooth. And then finally, this huge set of 48 colors oil pastels by Paul Rubens. So this is what we're gonna try out today. I'm excited to open them, see how they work, just play around, and hopefully we can create something beautiful together. So let's jump right in and start. Okay, so first I'm gonna open the big set of 48. This is pretty stinking cool. All right, what is this? Is this like a color guide maybe? Oh, there's some like tips on how to use them. All of their other sets. Oh, so it shows you how to use them. Talks about layering. Oh, awesome. Very cool. So there's a bunch of tips in here of how to use them, which is perfect because I don't know how to use them. And then on the back is the color guide of what's in the pack. So that's the metallic pearlescent oil pastels that I have. This is the 48, and then this I think is the pastel colors, which is pretty cool. And it has all the names on it as well. Good little bit of info. Okay, let's check these out. There's something so beautiful about brand new supplies that have never been touched. Like, it's just every artist's dream to just kind of, I don't even know like where to start. They're so beautiful. That's awesome. I can't wait to dive in. I don't even know where to start. So I'm just gonna leave that open, and we're just gonna take a look at the metallic ones just because I'm curious about these. I'm not too much of like a glittery type person, but they asked if I would like to try, and I was like, yeah, I think it'd be cool for some effects here and there. All right, so another pamphlet thing. It's the same one as the last. So fancy. Ooh, cool. Oh, does this come down? It does come down. Oh, and it comes out like this. Look at that. So at first glance, they actually kind of look like the other one. So I probably have to try. Okay, no, they're glittery. Cool. I'll have to actually try them out on the paper to test them. But very awesome. Really cool range of colors. All right, let's dive in and start just swatching some. Okay, so like I said, this is the paper. It is a paper pad of 30 sheets, 240, I'm guessing that's the GSM, so the thickness of the paper. It feels really, really smooth, kind of like a poster board. So I guess that's the kind of look or feel that you want to your paper for oil pastels. I don't know, I've never actually used it, but that's really cool that they have paper that goes along with it. And I'm wondering if I should just swatch them or if I should just start playing around. Like, there's some colors that are like really drawing me to it, like this pretty like mint color. I just kind of want to feel it. It's so thick. This is so cool. Like, I don't even know how to use this. Let's see. The thing that drew me to wanting to try out oil pastels was the blending ability and how they blend. And just like, it looks like an oil painting almost. So you can use your finger or you can use a blending tool, which I also bought recently when I found out I was getting these. I think it's just so cool. Your fingers do get pretty dirty, which is why I have my little handy dandy paper towel here. But it just, like, it feels like you could like almost mold it. It's really cool. I feel like we should just get into like drawing something. Okay, so here we are. You are witnessing my very first drawing with these pastels, and I wanted to do a kind of, you know, Northern Lights piece. And I will just say right now that I don't like this piece. I mean, I was just practicing on paper. It's not in a sketchbook. It's nothing fancy, but just trying to, like, for the first time to figure out how to do a landscape and blend and all that stuff. I'm not a fan of this one, but I did learn a few things. So the paper that I'm painting, do you call it painting or drawing on? I don't know, is smooth. And I've actually seen a couple tutorials where people say to actually get some textured paper, like watercolor paper. So that is something I try later. Blending was very difficult. I don't know if it was the paper or if it was the pastels, but the black just did not want to blend that well. And also, I have pretty weak fingers, so it was not easy, and it just looked really streaky. And yes, this is my first time and I need to go easy on myself, but it was just hard. And also, so blending that part, the like Northern Lights part, you have to like use a different finger every time because you're going to contaminate this next stroke if there's like a little bit of black or blue on there. It's definitely a learning curve. This is so new, and something I will definitely have to practice. But I was not a fan of how the sky looked at all. It was just really difficult to blend. So that's that. And then here I wanted to add snow. So I wanted it to be like a light blue. So I decided to add the white first so I didn't contaminate my white too much with blue. Going over top, if that makes sense, but you can definitely like clean it after, but I just didn't want to do that. So then I go over with the blue and I try and rub it. I have learned since then that my finger is just not strong enough to do it. Just personally, I have weak hands. It's not great. So you'll see later that I do use a blending stump in a different painting, drawing, I don't know what to call it, that I do. So there are things I am learning, and this is what I'm trying to tell myself. With something new, you learn something, even if you don't like it, which I did not like this, and I walked away like super discouraged, did not like it at all. I learned something, okay? So try to keep that mindset. Here, I am trying to do snow-covered trees. As you saw, the first one I tried to do with like black, and I just did not want to go over that white snow. So then I just decided to make the snow like there were trees there. I don't know. Maybe I put the white snow on too thick at the beginning and the black just didn't want to go over. So here I go back in with the black trying to create some of those trees. And I was just like, I was getting so discouraged by this point that I was just like, yeah, whatever. I will tell you right now, sorry for the sniffling, it's that time of year, that this is not easy. This is, it's really hard for me to wrap around my head that I'm not going to be perfect or great at something I've never tried. And I preach that to everyone else, but I really need to learn how to take that and like live by it for myself. So now you're going to see my second attempt doing a different landscape. And I took this inspiration from someone who works with with oil pastels on YouTube. I'm going to link her YouTube video and her channel below. She is like an oil pastel master. And this is it's similar, like the sky and the water is going to be very similar to hers. But she added lights on hers and I just was not about to try that. I just wanted to try, following someone else's kind of lead and seeing how they use them. So this is that attempt. Okay. So here I'm just layering it, and the paper that I'm working on this time, I'm working on that Academy cold press watercolor paper. So you can see there's actually a bit more texture, and I found it a lot easier to work on this time. There are certain colors that were harder to like layer on top. Like there's like this one dark blue in the set that just didn't seem to want to get on the paper that well. And I don't know if it's the color or just that personal pastel. I have no idea. But I'm just kind of color blocking where I want all of the colors to go. So I took inspiration from her painting, drawing, don't know what to call it, thing, and just kind of placed all of the colors in the spots that I wanted it. And then I go back in and blend with a blending stump this time. So I also ordered off Amazon before I got these pastels, which I think I already mentioned. I got like a blending stump pack. I think it was like $17 for the whole thing, like this little pencil case thing, that thing. With a bunch of different like sizes of these blending stumps. And I found them a little difficult to use, but maybe I just need to get used to it. But I also learned here, I need to add more pastel because it's not going to move and blend if there's not enough of the oil pastel on the paper. So that's what I was going back with, like the oil pastel on there to blend it out. So again, I'm learning as I'm going. And then I just use this thing. I thought it, like looking at it in other people's videos, I thought it was going to be like this spongy kind of thing. And it wasn't. It's like hard paper almost to blend. It's interesting. But this is like the key to making your painting look good. And luckily for oil pastels, you can layer. See that pink area? It was just too dark and like harsh. So you'll see I go over it after with like some white to like soften it out because it just did not look right at all. I'm trying to blend the sky and it was just like, what am I doing? This is awful. So I do go back over it with some white after just to hopefully blend it out. And then the same with those clouds. They're a bit too dark and purple. You know, you're learning as you go. And so that's what you're watching. You're watching me learn as I go. And like I said, I will be so honest. Trying this for the second time, I was just so frustrated that I was not good at it right away. I was like, I know how to do landscapes with watercolor. Why can't I do it with this? I can do it with acrylic. Why? Why is this not working? I get so hard on myself, which I'm sure most of us do. You really have to tell yourself to kind of just, you're a beginner, right? Like just because you're good at one medium doesn't mean it's going to be the same for another medium. Everything has a learning curve. So I actually, after I did that first landscape piece, I left it for the night, walked away, went to bed, and then I tried this piece that you're seeing now another day because I just was getting frustrated. But sometimes you just need to do that. You need to walk away, give yourself a little pep talk, just be like, you know what, let's try something new. Or, you know, watch someone else's tutorial. And there's tons of other beginner tips and tricks and stuff like that with oil pastels on YouTube that I have watched. I'll put a few of them below just because this is something I had no idea how to use. And they're very helpful, which I hope like my watercolor videos are for you guys, but this was very helpful to me. And I think I still need to do more research, still need to do more practice. Also, that washi tape was not sticking. I couldn't find my painter's tape. It was awful. But yeah, and I just kept going. And you just keep blending and blending and blending. And I will show you the final result because I actually was pretty happy with it. If you hear screaming in the background, it is the playground across the street. I'm sorry. I needed my window open. I was like burning up, so hot. Pregnancy and like being in a hot office is just does not go together. So my window's open and there's kids having fun at the park across the street and I'm rambling again. Okay. That's about it. Here is the final piece. Actually, wait, before I show you the final piece, I just want to show you quickly here how I did the water. So I just kind of like did like little ripples over with the darker thing and then just used my finger to smudge across, which I think worked really well and looked good. And then I just layer some more white in places. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that piece. Part of it. You know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so here is the final piece. And after like lots and lots of blending, I think it looked good. You know, I just had to keep doing some circular motions where the clouds were, especially up at the top, just going back and forth. It was just kind of looking a little streaky, but like the circular motions, I feel kind of looked really nice. And then I'm going to just show you my other little attempts side by side. I tried this mug with this like bokeh effect. Did not work. Did not work at all. Looks like Skittles falling into a cup. Not a fan. And then my first landscape there. And then there's a flower at the bottom. I was trying to do a flower, did not like it, walked away, looked at it again. It's not too bad.
don't really mind it. I think there's something there that I could figure out with florals and this, but definitely my third piece of that like body of water landscape from that other artist worked out quite nice, and I'm happy about it.
Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really hope you liked it and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram for even more. Have a great day, guys. Bye.